Picture the city you call home enveloped by darkness. Imagine the eerie silence replacing the usual hustle and bustle. Power outages are one of many potential crises urban dwellers may face. In the throbbing heart of the city, where the pulse of human activity never ceases, we find a unique set of challenges that demand our attention. The urban landscape, with its towering skyscrapers and teeming streets, presents a canvas of potential crises that can disrupt the rhythm of our daily lives. From sudden power outages that cast long shadows over the city to the unsettling tremors of civil unrest that can send shockwaves through the concrete jungle, urban dwellers must be ready to navigate a variety of scenarios. Imagine, if you will, a water supply disruption that leaves millions without access to clean water, or a food shortage that empties supermarket shelves overnight. These are no mere hypotheticals, they are possible realities that could transform our cities into landscapes of scarcity. But city life is not just about vulnerability, it's about resilience. It's about the capacity of urban dwellers to adapt and respond to these challenges. The very density and diversity that define our cities can also be harnessed to foster resilience. Neighbors can become allies, and local communities can become bastions of support in times of crisis. Being prepared is not just about having the right gear or supplies, it's about understanding the unique threats we face in urban environments, and developing strategies to navigate these challenges. It's about recognizing that the familiar cityscape can become unfamiliar territory in the blink of an eye, and equipping ourselves with the knowledge and skills to navigate this terrain. In the face of these urban-specific threats, preparedness becomes our first line of defense. It's our shield against the unexpected, our beacon guiding us through the shadows of uncertainty. So let's delve deeper into the heart of urban resilience, exploring the scenarios that could shape the narrative of our city lives, and the strategies that can help us navigate these challenges. Because when the lights go out, when the streets fall silent, it's not just about surviving, it's about thriving. And in the urban jungle, preparedness is the key to resilience. So let's get ready, let's get prepared. Because as city dwellers, we are not just survivors, we are thrivers. In the face of these urban-specific threats, preparedness becomes our first line of defense. Space is a luxury in our city homes, but even within these compact confines, preparedness is achievable. In the heart of our bustling cities, every square foot counts. With limited space, it's essential that we think creatively about how we store our emergency supplies, food, and water. Just as we maximize our living spaces for comfort and functionality, so too must we approach our preparedness strategies. Let's start with emergency supplies. These are the essentials that could mean the difference between resilience and vulnerability during a crisis. Items such as first aid kits, flashlights, batteries, and basic tools need to be easily accessible yet out of the way. Think about underutilized spaces in your home, the back of a closet, under the bed, or even a designated drawer. These spaces can be transformed into smart storage solutions that don't impede on your daily life. Next, food storage. In an urban setting, it's unlikely we have the luxury of a large pantry or cellar, so we need to get creative. Consider versatile options like stackable containers or vacuum-sealed bags. These can be neatly tucked away in cupboards, under tables, or behind couches. And remember, it's not just about quantity, but quality. Opt for nutritious, long-lasting foods that require minimal preparation. Water storage presents its own unique challenges. Unlike food, water can't be compacted or reduced, but there are innovative solutions out there. Collapsible water containers, for example, are a great space-saving option. These can be filled and stored when a crisis is imminent, and folded away when not in use. Lastly, we need to consider the optimization of these spaces. This is about more than just fitting everything in. It's about ensuring that in a crisis you can access what you need quickly and efficiently. Prioritize your storage based on what you'll need first in an emergency. Within the confines of our urban homes, every nook and cranny can become a bastion of preparedness. With a bit of creativity, a dash of organization, and a commitment to resilience, we can turn even the smallest city apartment into a fortress of urban preparedness. When the cityscape becomes a maze of chaos, a well-planned evacuation can be our saving grace. Imagine a cityscape transformed into a labyrinth of confusion and uncertainty. The familiar streets and avenues once teeming with life now present a daunting hurdle. In such moments, the difference between survival and distress lies in a well-drawn evacuation plan. Evacuating densely populated areas is no small task. It's a challenge that requires strategic thinking and a comprehensive understanding of the urban layout. The first step is to identify the safest and most efficient evacuation routes from your home to the outskirts of the city. Consider the various paths, taking into account the feasibility of each route under different circumstances. Remember, what might seem like the quickest way out may not always be the safest. Transportation is another crucial aspect to consider. In a citywide evacuation, public transportation may be overwhelmed, and personal vehicles may not be the most practical solution due to potential traffic congestion. Therefore, alternative means of transport such as bicycles, scooters, or even on foot can prove to be useful. It's essential to have a transportation plan that's flexible and adaptable to changing situations. In the midst of evacuation, communication can become a challenge, making the establishment of emergency meeting points of paramount importance. These are designated locations where you and your loved ones can gather in case you get separated during the evacuation process. These points should be easily recognizable, accessible, and safe. While crafting your evacuation plan, remember to keep it simple and easy to follow. In a crisis, complex plans can lead to confusion and mistakes. Your plan should be a clear roadmap that guides you through the turmoil, transforming the chaotic cityscape into a navigable path towards safety. It's also important to rehearse your plan regularly. Familiarity breeds confidence, and in a crisis, confidence can be a game changer. Regular drills will help you identify potential hiccups in your plan and provide you with opportunities to fine-tune your strategies. In the throes of an urban crisis, a well-orchestrated evacuation plan can be our ticket to safety. In the concrete jungle, green spaces are more than just aesthetic touches. They are our lifelines to sustainability. Urban gardening may seem like a challenge, but with creativity and a little determination, even the smallest of spaces can become a thriving ecosystem. Container gardening, for instance, allows us to cultivate a variety of plants, from herbs and veggies to fruits, all within the confines of our balconies or windowsills. But it's not just about growing our own food, it's about fostering a sustainable lifestyle. Composting, for example, is a practical way to reduce waste and enrich our plants, turning kitchen scraps into valuable nutrients. And let's not forget about water conservation. By collecting rainwater or reusing gray water, we can ensure our urban gardens are not just green but also sustainable. In our urban landscapes, sustainability can sprout from the smallest of spaces. In times of crisis, our neighbors become more than just familiar faces. They become our allies in resilience. They become the people we lean on when the going gets tough and the ones we band together with to face adversity head-on. In the heart of the city, where individualism often takes center stage, it's easy to lose sight of the power of community. However, when the ordinary rhythm of city life is disrupted, the strength of our connections can make all the difference. Now, imagine a scenario where the city's power grid fails. The usual hustle and bustle grind to a halt and the city plunges into darkness. In such a situation, your neighbor's flashlight might be your only source of light. Or consider a situation where food becomes scarce. Sharing resources among community members could mean the difference between going hungry and having a meal. But it's not just about relying on others. It's also about extending help when you can. Remember, you're part of this community too, and your skills, resources, and knowledge can benefit others in times of need. Building these connections doesn't happen overnight, though. It starts with small steps like getting to know your neighbors, sharing contact information, and discussing emergency plans. It continues with collective efforts like organizing community drills or setting up a neighborhood watch. And it culminates in a network of people prepared to face any urban crisis together. Moreover, collective preparedness efforts can extend beyond immediate neighbors. They can encompass local businesses, emergency services, and even city authorities. After all, a well-prepared community is a resilient community, and resilience is what urban survival is all about. So, as we navigate our urban lives, let's remember the power of community. Let's remember that in times of crisis, we're not alone. We're part of a collective, a group of people who, when united, can face any challenge head-on. Our urban communities, when united, can transform into fortified bastions of resilience. When the city's heartbeats turn into echoes of crisis, effective communication becomes our lifeline. In the urban sprawl, communication during emergencies isn't just a good idea, it's a necessity. The city, with its towering skyscrapers and endless streets, can quickly become a labyrinth when disaster strikes. Knowing what's happening, where it's happening, and what to do about it is the difference between confusion and clarity, between panic and calm. Imagine the power grid failing. The city plunged into darkness. Streetlights, traffic signals, the familiar hum of electricity, all gone in an instant. In this scenario, how would you get information? How would you tell if it's a citywide blackout or just your building? And more importantly, how would you let your loved ones know you're safe? This is where having a plan for emergency communication comes into play. It's about more than just knowing who to call. It's about having multiple ways to reach out and knowing what each method can and can't do. Cell phones, for instance, are a lifeline for many, but they rely on cell towers, which might be affected in a disaster. Having a backup, like a battery-powered radio, can keep you connected to news updates and emergency broadcasts. And don't discount the power of social media. Platforms like Twitter often provide real-time updates during crises. Then there's the importance of local knowledge. Connecting with your community, your neighbors, local authorities, and emergency services can provide invaluable on-the-ground insight. They can alert you to developing situations, help identify safe and unsafe areas, and provide assistance when needed. And let's not forget about physical communication tools. A whistle, for instance, can be heard over long distances and can signal distress when voice might fail. Flares and signal mirrors can communicate visually when words aren't an option. In the end, effective communication in a crisis is about adaptability. It's about having a plan, practicing that plan, and knowing how to adjust when things don't go as expected. In the urban sprawl, staying connected isn't just about convenience, it's about survival. In the urban survival game, the right gear can tip the scales in our favor. In the heart of the city, where space is a luxury and adaptability is key, the gear we choose needs to be compact, versatile, and tailored to the unique challenges of urban life. Consider this: when the city goes dark, a reliable flashlight is more than just a light source. It's a beacon of hope piercing through the uncertainty. Go for a compact, high-lumen flashlight with long battery life. And remember, folks, redundancy is key. Having a backup light source can prove invaluable. Now let's talk about water. It's easy to take for granted when it's flowing freely from our taps. But in a crisis, clean water can become as rare as diamonds. That's where portable water filtration systems come in. These compact lifesavers can turn questionable water sources into potable lifelines. Some models can even fit into a pocket and filter thousands of gallons before needing a replacement. Next up, we have multi-tools. These Swiss Army knives of the modern era can be a godsend in a pinch. From opening cans to cutting through wire, a good multi-tool is like a toolbox you can carry in your pocket. Choose one that's durable, rust-resistant, and includes the tools you'll use most frequently. And let's not forget about personal protection. In an urban environment, a self-defense tool that's legal and non-lethal can be a crucial part of your gear. Think stun guns, pepper sprays, or even a sturdy tactical pen. Lastly, consider a portable solar charger. In a prolonged power outage, keeping your devices juiced up can help you stay informed and connected. Opt for a lightweight model with a high conversion rate and remember to test it regularly. Armed with city-specific gear, we become well-equipped warriors of urban survival. Remember, the right tools don't just make the job easier. They can make the difference between thriving and merely surviving when the unexpected strikes. When it's time to bug out, a well-packed bag can be our best companion. Now let's delve into the art of curating a city-specific bug-out bag, a survival kit tailor-made for the urban warrior. The first aspect to consider is compactness. City life often means limited space, and our bug-out bag should reflect this. Opt for a bag that is durable, water-resistant, and comfortable to carry, yet compact enough to blend into the urban environment. Next, let's look at the essential documents. In an emergency, having your identification, proof of residence, medical records, and important contacts at hand is crucial. Make sure these are safely stored in your bag in a waterproof pouch. Your city map is your lifeline in a crisis. It's a tool that can guide you through the labyrinth of city streets towards safety. Include a detailed map of your local area, marking out evacuation routes, emergency meeting points, and resources like hospitals and shelters. When it comes to survival tools, versatility is key. A multi-tool can serve various purposes, from opening cans to cutting through obstacles. Compact, portable lighting options like a headlamp or a crank-powered flashlight are also indispensable. Urban survival is not just about the physical, it's equally about the digital. A solar-powered or hand-cranked charger can keep your devices powered in a blackout, helping you stay connected and informed. A portable water filter is another must-have. In a city, water sources can be contaminated during a crisis. A good quality filter can ensure you have access to clean, safe drinking water. And let's not forget about food. Pack high-energy, non-perishable snacks that are easy to carry and consume on the go. A small, lightweight cooking system can also be a lifesaver. Lastly, remember to include personal items like prescription medications, a spare pair of glasses, or any other items specific to your needs. A city-specific bug-out bag isn't just a bag, it's a survival kit tailor-made for the urban warrior. With it, you're not just surviving, you're thriving even amidst the uncertainty of an urban crisis. In the heart of our cities, amidst the towering skyscrapers and bustling streets, preparedness isn't just an option, it's an essential part of our urban survival story. Our journey today has shown us the value of readiness, the strength in community, and the power of resilience in the face of uncertainty. Keep these lessons close, fellow city dwellers, as they're the keys to navigating life's unexpected turns. With that said, I will catch you on the next one. Stay prepared, stay safe.